The 71 Cuda convertible was sent to me a couple of years ago. Got it disassembled, sent it out and had it dipped. A lot of metal replacement on that car. It's a big dollar car, well into the six figures. It's not a special order car. Somebody ordered it this way to put it into inventory. That's what the sales code tells us. But it is FC7. This one has a white convertible top. It's also power, which was an option. They also put it over the top of a white guts. So you've got a inviolate 71 Cuda 340 3-speed, one of 8 ever made. How many of those 8 were plumb crazy or inviolate with a white interior? My guess is it's probably the only one. You could very easily be down to a one-of-one car. So today, Doug and I are getting ready to put together the 1971 340. This is the engine that came out of our 71 Cuda 340 3-speed car. Did you get to see it before it came apart?
No.
It's a pretty cool car, yep. And just before I get started here, what we're gonna do, take a guess how many 71 Cuda 340 3-speed convertibles were built. Just a guess, a wild guess.
Wild guess, 800.
That's not a bad guess. You're almost right. Drop the last 2 zeros. 8. 8 were made. 20 with the 344 speed and 140 total convertible 340 cars.
Wow.
Yeah, the rest were autos, so pretty rare. Anyway, I want to do the heads, intake. We're going to go ahead and set the distributor because we're going to get it out and we're going to put it on the engine run stand. Build out the front with the timing cover. We can go ahead and put the carburetor on it, exhaust manifolds, oil pan, get this thing completely ready so that when it comes off the engine run stand, we can send it over to Will. He can paint it and they'll be ready to go on the rest of the assembly stand. So you got it?
Sweet.
Cutting Dougie, back by popular demand. Yeah, Cutting Dougie is back, right? Cutting Dougie, he demand. He was with me a couple of years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. He was working with us, helped us work on the yellow AAR that we were working on, and back in the day, the Phantasm Cuda. I felt like with his knowledge and experience, and with his caution and care that he always exercises, he'd be perfect for building out these drivetrains. So I talked to him, made an offer, and I think it was a winner for both of us all the way around. It's really nice to have him back. Dougie once held a 22 shell up in his fingers like this, struck a match, and held it underneath there until it exploded in his face. And when he was asked why he did it, he said, wah. That was his answer when he was, remember?
Wah?
Yeah, you say wah.
Wah?
I'd say, go get this, and he'd go wah.
Wah.
Which was why.
Why? Why did I do that?
Because you could.
Yeah?
That's a true story, by the way. Blew his face off. That isn't even his original face. You should see a picture of him as a kid. Bright carrot orange hair, which is why we called him Rooster, because of the Rolling Stones' Little Red Rooster. When he was 16, he got a little orange cookie duster right here, a little mustache. Kind of looked like Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family. Anyway, yeah, he's kind of. You had a littler nose too.
Well, thank you.
They say 2 things keep growing on a man as he gets older. If your nose is like that, you should be in the wrong business. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna get the head gasket. You get the head. The 340 was introduced in 1968. It weighed bye-bye in 1973. Now, it ran the gamut in that period of time. 68 to 70 typically are the more desirable ones. They're the higher horsepower. Getting to 70, getting your AAR and your TA Challengers, it had a 3 Holley 2-barrel setup on it. And that's pretty cool. It's the only small block to ever leave the factory with multiple carburetors. Fast forward to 71, they did start to detune things a little bit. Compression came down a little bit. 72, 73 really was the end of it. Compression was down. They weren't performing like they did in 68 and 69 and 70. But truly a time-honored respect for the 340, and I don't care who you are or where you are, if you've ran a 340 with whatever you were driving, you learn to respect that engine, especially, like I say, the 68 to 70. I lost a few races to a couple of Challenger 344 speed cars, and I had a 440 in mine out of a 69 GTX, and they whooped my tail, so give it up. You have the torque sequence, bud?
Yeah.
What is it? I don't see a piece of paper with it written down anywhere.
Well, you're gonna have to get one for me.
Well, do you know the torque
Because I don't
sequence?
have one.
Well, how do you know how they go?
Crisscross.
Crisscross.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take advice from the guy who blew his face off with a 22 shell. Okay. When you're torquing down a cylinder head, or for that matter, anything, there's a reason there is a torque specification, which is the amount of foot-pounds that you're going to put on that bolt. There's also a reason that there's a sequence for it. They want you to work on a cylinder head from the inside evenly out until you have all the bolts tightened down in series to the right spec. If you don't do it, what you can tend to do is warp that cylinder head a little bit. He's going to tighten the heads down here and do the torque sequence on them, basically, because he's what we call camera shy. You can see the pattern on the small block's really easy. One in the center, one right below it. Then you just work your way out. And then there, and then there, and there. And you'd have it. So, of course, not that hole, the one right below it. Okay,